There's a story that Ben Zander tells about two competing shoe companies years ago. They went off to the farthest corner of Africa to open up a new market. And the first company calls back to the home office and says, I have great news, they have no shoes. And the second company calls back to their home office and says, I have horrible news, there's no shoes. So, one thing I can tell you for sure is that in the future of radio, this much I know, they have no shoes. But how you interpret no shoes is very much up to you. And I have several ways I think we should interpret it going forward. Here's one. First, understand what the competition is, who the competition is, and what the opportunity is. For example, is the competition the opportunity? Is that a station down the street from you? Is it? Quote, a brand should be its own broadcaster, end quote. And that's not talking about your brands, that's talking about your clients' brands. Okay? Those brands should be their own broadcasters, namely skipping around us. That quote from marketing guru Ashton Kutcher, who, no joke, has a production company which creates digital programs for brands. He's got more than 1 million views on Facebook for his videos. A brand should be its own broadcaster, says Ashton. Second, there's a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. Maybe some of you have heard of him. This is his book. He's got a daily video blog called Wine Library TV. It's very popular. He's got about 900 Twitter followers. And he has this liquor empire that he runs out of New Jersey, driven largely by his video blogs. And here's what he wrote in his book. In December 2008, I spent $7,500 to offer free shipping codes for WineLibrary.com via 3 marketing advertising channels. A perfectly placed billboard on the New Jersey Turnpike, direct mail, and radio. The billboard brought in 170 orders. The radio campaign did about 240 orders. Through direct mail, we got a little over 300. I Twittered for free, a free shipping code to my list of followers, and I got 1,700 orders in 48 hours. 1,700 orders in 48 hours. So who's the competition? Is it the radio station across the street? Where's the opportunity? Maybe it's somewhere else. Number 2, it doesn't matter how many consumers you reach. It matters what they do when you reach them. It makes me crazy when I see Arbitron put out statistics. Well, radio reaches 90, 95, 177% of America. Who cares? It doesn't matter how many people we reach. It only matters what they do when we reach them. Number 3, we're not in the business of selling spots. We're in the business of connecting consumers with advertisers, mediated by our companies, in the way they want to be connected. Whatever the mechanism, whatever the venue, whether it's radio or not. Let me give you a couple of examples. For one, it's one you may have heard about earlier in the week. It's a Clear Channel example in LA. It was written up in Ad Age this week. Ford, you probably heard about this. Ford came up with a plan to target eco-conscious beachgoers in LA, hosting events that showed off its high-mileage vehicles. To drive attendance, Ford ran ads on the websites of local stations while radio personalities talked up the events. At the events, consumers were able to take virtual test drives and retrieve a code and let them enter a contest to win a Ford vehicle, which they customized on Clear Channel's local web properties. Over a 15-week period, the campaign yielded 63 million impressions, most of them on air, some 4,300 people customizing their vehicles to spec and entering the contest. The campaign's, 17% of the contestant pool, or 752 people, opted in to receive more information from Ford. 752 people raised their hand and said, yes, Ford, I want to hear from you. Accountable. Integrated. The response from the agency. Radio provides the sheer numbers needed to make the online and mobile elements a success. In other words, radio is the funnel, the top of the funnel, not the whole funnel. It's integrated. It's everything. It's connecting consumers and advertisers the way they want to be connected, regardless of whether it's over the air. Number 4, please go to some digital media events, ones that are not sponsored by broadcasters. You go to these events sometimes and you feel like Be the friggin' Maytag repairman when you're from radio. 5, drop Arbitron. Or act as if you can drop Arbitron. You know, more and more lately, I feel like Laurel, Maryland is kind of the crystal meth capital of Radioville. I mean, you know, we got to call in Dr. Drew, we got to spend some time in rehab with Jeff Conaway and get over ourselves. If we worship Arbitron, we're missing the larger picture, which is this is an integrated play. This is not about how many people we reach. It's about what they do when we reach them. And finally, the power of the megaphone. Again, radio is the top of the funnel, not the whole funnel. But the top of the funnel matters. The top of the funnel is what makes radio different and better than the Facebooks, than the YouTubes, than any of that stuff. We have the top of the funnel. We can introduce people into the funnel. And then we need to make good use of them when they're there. Cherish that, respect that, admire that, but don't sit back on your haunches and hope that that's all there is, because it isn't. Thank you very much.